Hey everyone, Eric with Rockin' H. Had a little confusion on with my camera this good evening. I hope everyone here is getting along well. Getting ready for tonight's episode of Rockin' H TV number 5. We are going to compare some of these right here, and it's going to be awesome. So a couple shouts out. Got some people to thank for loaning me some trucks. I don't get to keep any of these, which is a big shame, but oh well. And anyways, so we're going to compare them. So as soon as we get a few more people here on the call, we'll get the camera turned around. Didn't have quite the amount of pre-show that I wanted to. I got in late from a meeting, which it happens, and then a few groceries in my gut, and then off we go. Carson, good evening. Evening. Thanks for coming. Ward, to see you in there. It's great to see you on. I'm really looking forward to this. I've got 4 different models here. It's going to be cool. Yeah, hola, that's right. So yeah, it's going to be a neat little show here. Got a ruler here. I got my camera thing here in front of me, so that's why what you're seeing there. But I want to be able to have my hands free so I can chat with you and unwrap some trucks and this and that. So that'll be cool. So, what I think I'll do is before we kick off, I'll just put this in the holder, and then that way it's just ready to go when it's 8:30. Okay, I think we're right about there anyway. So I'm gonna just put you in the holder quick, and we will compare 4 different L9000 Fords. Hey Zach, how are you? Nice to see you. I'm ready for bed. Yes sir, I'll bet. Alright, hang on. I'm going for a ride. Okay, so here are the models we are going to look at tonight. Like I said a minute ago, I don't get to keep any of these except this one. I've got a case of these. I got 10 of these brown ones if anybody needs one. I'm your man. Fire at will. Okay, well, Ward says it's time to get this project going. Like I mentioned earlier, I run just a little behind, and boy, some of the folks in my meeting were kind of windy tonight. Hurry the heck up, man! I got truck stuff to look at. We can't be messing around talking about jibber jabber. Has anyone that's on the call, has anyone here bought one of these? That's what I'm kind of curious to see who's bought one. And one of the flatbeds or a grain truck or something like that. Hi James, thanks for being here. Right now I'm just unwrapping a few of these really cool trucks. Looks like we got a few parts hanging out in these, which isn't that big a deal, I don't think. Yep, these top shelves, these were worth the wait, I think. Alright, here we go. There they are, my friends. Look at that Ford. I'm not even a Ford guy, and I like these. Okay. Haha. We're ready. 1, 2, 3, 4 different Ford F700s. Let's get this going, guys. This is Eric with Rockin' H, and we are going to do some comparison of the brand new top shelf replicas Ford L9000, and they're awesome. As you can see, 3 of them look a lot alike, and 1 is different a little bit. Oh, there you go. All right, Carson. Yeah, going to Salina. Okay, these 3 right here are all the same cab style. And you'll be able to notice the significant difference here is the hood. Okay, this hood is just a little longer, and we'll put a measuring device on there so you can see just how much. Let me get this flipped around. There you go. You can see that that hood is almost 3/4 of an inch. Just a hair younger than 3/4 of an inch long. And then if we put this over here, you got, what would that be? Maybe 9/16. So there is the biggest difference of the two variations. You have a long hood version and a short hood version. And then the rest is all cosmetic. I mean, the frames are the same. They look to be, the wheel styles are slightly different. That would be, it looks like the biggest difference right there. Let's take a look at the front end here, just because we can. And then we'll flip one underneath. So the fronts are the same. And if you guys notice something that I'm missing, just make sure you post it in the comments, because I can see the comments real well here. Okay. I think there was some discussion about engines too. Let me see. Passenger side, again the same. Nothing significantly different there. So these two tractors are basically identical except for the hood length. Okay. Look, we'll just pop this back on since we're here. This one is much like the style of DCP, where it has little tabs you put on them. Yeah, we'll open up those hoods in a minute. Thanks for pointing that out, Ward. Although, oh no, that's the same. Okay, never mind. Okay, Ward says let's look at some hoods here. Ooh, that doesn't open very far. Huh, okay. See if this one opens more. Ah, it does. No bumper in the road. And here we go. Yep. So if you can see in there very well, I think this one's going to give you the best view. So the long hood, it looks like, has a diesel in it and, excuse me, an inline 6, and the short hood has a V6. So there we go, yellow and kind of a gray. I suppose that's Cat and Cummins, old school colors. All right, cool. Okay, flatbed is static. Oh no, it does move. Look at that. Oh, jolly day! I didn't know that moved. I guess I haven't been watching the internet very close. Oh, how nice! Look at that. Let's. Yeah, look at there. Cool. Nice. All right. So we do have a working scissor hoist in there. That hoist looks nice. Now, I have a 3D printed hoist that is good. I would give a nod to this because everything is smaller and maybe it just slightly less clunky. I did hear they're brittle, so we're just going to go easy since they're not mine. Okay, and the bed's die-cast. That is really cool. I like that. I can hardly wait to take one of these apart when I get one. Anyway, okay, so we've got steering wheels on all four, hoods open on all four. We have 6s versus inline 6, or V8s, whatever they are, versus inline 6. And then we have the flatbed and this end dump. Ooh, that sounds really tight. All stake pockets, yes, although I don't know that the bed comes off, Ward. If I own this, I would definitely be taking this apart. That's nice. This is a cool bed, guys. This right here is the reason I never did 3D print a 16-foot bed. I got wind these were coming out a couple years ago, and I thought, heck with it, I'm waiting. And definitely worth the wait. These are cool. These are very, very nice. I'm just inspecting this here for my own curiosity. Looks like we got a pin here or something. Pivot point in the back, not a problem. It goes through the frame. And let's go take a look at this. Let's do some math. That is 3 inches, which is 16 foot. No, it's not. That can't be right. Boy, I don't have a calculator with me. Where do you find these trucks? Okay. Okay, we got a couple guys saying 3408, 3208 cat inside this. Sure, I'll buy it. Sounds good to me. It's yellow and it's in a V shape. That's what I know about it. Where do you find these? Gerald asks. He says, where do you find them? Right now, this one, and I think you can still find these pretty readily, but these are on back order, and you can buy these at your favorite dealers. Stampin' Toys, Big Bear Hobbies and Collectibles, just everywhere. So, there you go. 16 foot. Zach says it is 16 foot. So 3 inches does scale down to that. And it looks like the bed comes off. I would imagine you could just take a knife in here and just start prying it up. The bed sides are plastic, which is okay. It's okay. The bed sides are plastic, and then the bed itself is die cast, so you have some choice there. Awesome. Okay, guys, we are only 15 minutes into this, and you need some questions asked. What can I show you on these trucks? Now I'm going to turn it over to you to really take a look at these. Exhaust on this one is underneath. And exhaust on this one is underneath. Yep, here it is turned out. I like it. That hoist is really cool. I need those. Yeah, I know. The Daytons do look good. The Daytons do look really good. And they look like the Mold Ford Daytons too, which were slightly different than the GM Daytons, if I recall. Well, they're just slightly different than the General Motors Daytons. I did do a teardown of this particular truck, and I need to do another one because the first one I was just learning on, and now that I have a better idea of how these come apart, it'll be a better tutorial. So that will be that'll be better. Oh, here's another difference. Okay. Right here. Right here, part of the fender is built into the cab. And on this one, it's not. So there's a significant difference, actually. So the short hood fender is die cast into the back part of the cab, or front part of that cab. And on the long hood, it's not. The cab is all its own piece. So that's kind of neat. So there you go. And this one, the bumper came off during shipping. It's sitting right here. And it just snaps back on. Yeah. I'll dab a little glue and send it back home that way. Got to give a shout out to Chris Steeb. These are actually his trucks. I had done some emailing of a couple of guys looking for one of these, and he ended up calling me and says, "Hey, I heard you need some trucks." I said, "Yes, I do. Send them my way and send me a bill." And he goes, "Well, I'm out of, they're all out of these grain dumps, pardon me. So he said, more are coming, I'll just send you some and you send them back." So shout out to Chris for these three right here, for letting me borrow them. And then, of course, hint, 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 anybody needing some of these brown dogs right here, hint, Hint, hint. I know where you can get, you know, some. Hint, hint. And here's one idea if I don't sell these, you know, anytime soon. What I'm going to do is make a 4-door L9000. I saw one up in Dighton, Kansas. It was a custom harvester's. And I'd never seen one before until that day. And I thought, you know, now that these are out, I'm going to make one. Five and four. Oh man. I'm reading some of the comments here. Braden has a bobtail with a Detroit and a 5.4 transmission. That's 2 sticks, isn't it? If that's what I think it is, yeah, those are a PIA to drive. Those are horrible. Okay, what can I show you, fellas? Talk to me. Like I mentioned earlier, that bed will come off. I don't know why you'd want to take it off, honestly. Man, these are just pretty. The paint looks good. The colors are great. These are just really sharp. I mean, I'm in love with this. And I'm not even a Ford guy. I remember as a kid growing up, there was a bunch of short hoods. I think it was Frey's Harvesting, actually, out of Inman, Kansas. And the reason I think it was them is they had a homemade chopper, and they're the only ones I know that have made their own choppers. But they had a bunch of these short hood L9000s with tandem axles, and they were silage trucks. Man, that's sharp. Dang, that's cool. I don't really care for this style of chrome wheel. I don't know why. Just not my thing. They're not bad. They're just, you know, I might swap them out if the wheel sizes were the same as other ones. Yeah, cattle racks. You could make those fairly easy. Make them so they flip up. That would be awesome. Okay, so what are we going to build out of these when you guys get some? Are you going to leave them the same, or are you going to cut them up and do something awesome to them? Oh, look at that. There's a pin right here inside of these mud flaps to make them, I thought I was breaking them, like these were just on loose. Well, they are, but there's a pin in there to hold them on. Ah, I'm in love. Now if only he'd do a C65. Look at that. There they go. Ah. Yeah. That's nice. That's good. These front mud flaps have little rivets or posts that they slip onto, so they can be taken off if you wanted to. Yeah, Carson, I agree with you. I'm not really big into black. I kind of like the white and red myself, but yeah, definitely worth buying some. These are just really, really nice. They were worth the wait. And the price, can you beat that? Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm hearing you, Ward. And look at that exhaust, or look at that hoist how well that just works. And it looks like that there's a pin right here to hold your hoist in, and then of course it's pinned up here so you can take all that off. What were you, let me see, Braden says your B train grain trailers would look sweet behind that tandem. Well, let's just take a look then. Uh-oh. Came off again. I won't put it back on. Oh, get on there, dog. Let's put a red one on there. There we go. There's a how do you like that? That does look pretty awesome. Holy crap, that looks pretty cool. Gerald Vohan, he is asking, where do you guys find these? If some of you have a favorite dealer, would you post just the name or a link to the website wherever that dealer exists? Because there's only a gazillion of them, so well, I'm being a bit that's a bit dramatic. There's some really good dealers with websites you can buy these from. I listed off two a bit ago. Big Bear Hobbies and Collectibles out of Colorado. Stampin' Toys out of wherever Phil's from. Jeff's Collectibles and Diecast in Kansas City. Mini Chrome Shop. Gosh, I know I'm missing tons. Diecast Direct, 3000 Toys, should all have those. And like I mentioned earlier, some of these are out of stock at the moment. Yeah. So there you go. This is it. Hopefully you found value in this, guys. Seems like it didn't take as long as I thought it would, so let me see, we could do kind of an open Q&A too as far as this goes too, or I can show you these Super Bs that I got from Canada Coda. I don't want to get too off track here, but certainly want to add value and make this worth your while. They just feel good. It's nice and heavy, you know. I love die-cast. And then, I mean, this is all styrene. It turned out okay. Those are pretty cool. These kits are, I think they're $70, but they were well thought out. He's got a lot of time in them. Oh, hang on there, Jason. Jason's asking, he missed the green bed demo. No worries, bud. I got you right here. The rest of the truck is static, so back here none of that operates. The bed itself feels plastic. I'm not certain, but I think it is. I mean, you can squeeze it and it feels plastic-ish. So, and then you can see the stakes underneath coming through the bottom of the bed. The bed itself is die-cast here. And then I bet if you wanted to take this off, you could without much trouble. Oh, and then one thing I did learn here, guys, this is going to be interesting to you, especially those of you that take these things apart. I learned this on this. I took one of these apart a couple weeks ago, and in here, these wheels are actually screwed on. There's a screw in the back side of this wheel, and to get into this engine to take the cab apart, you actually got to take off the springs and everything. Yeah, it's a nice scissor hoist, Jason. And then also, the flatbed also raises. The same scissor hoist is underneath the flatbed. So all they did was just make one without the sides for the variation. So I mean, you've got a bale hauler, put a water tank on it, do all sorts of things to it. They're just pretty darn sweet. All right, I'm going to start boxing these up. While I do that, be thinking of a question. If you have a question about the Fords or something I'm doing or something else, now's a good time to be thinking about that and start getting those fingers working on your keyboard or phone, because might have just a hair shorter show unless you guys come up with something. Hi Matt, thanks for joining in. Good to see you. And then these trucks, another shout out to Chris Steve for letting me borrow these. I don't own the white, the red, or the black one. I only own the brown ones. I have 10 of these, hint, hint, for those of you that need one. And that's what we got there. What 3D? Okay, Jason asked, what products do I have in the pipeline? Really, all I have right at this moment is the herd bumpers, and I've got a test print of that coming, a second test print. The first one was too big. It's coming, but doggone, I tell you, that thing, my order's held up in Shapeways, and it's taking four freaking ever. I ordered $500 worth of stuff, $600 worth of stuff when they had their 20% off sale. Well, I guess I paid $500 anyways. And boy, they're just taking forever to get done through that process of being made. So that's all I've got. I got a couple things in my imagination I'd like to try though. Actually, I'd love to do an undercutter. I want to do a Richardson undercutter first and make a really nice sweet plow. I call them undercutters. They're sweet plows. They're popular out here in the plains for applying anhydrous and working summer fallow ground or idle ground. That would be awesome. But when, who is it, David Holman is producing one. When David Holman is producing one already, he's hand making some out of styrene. It's awfully hard to gin up a lot of excitement to build my own. Alright, that one can just stay out because I'm going to cut it up, imagine. Yeah, sweet plow would be freaking amazing, wouldn't it, Jason? I'd love to do. You could do an 11 bottom, a 9 bottom, using the same basic structure because everything was the same except 2 extra wings on that one. And then you can do the 7, 5, and 3 using the same frame, basically. And then you just add a wing on one of those and you're good to go. That's how you'd make it. Sweet plow would be pretty cool. I pulled an undercutter a lot as a kid growing up, and then, gosh, and then even when I was a teacher for a while in the summertime, I helped a guy farm, and I'd pull his 9 bottom, which was really cool. Pulled a 9 bottom with an 875 versatile. That was really fun. So, always a good time there. What questions do you guys have? We talked about the Ford quite a bit. Kind of disclosed a bit about what I'm working on in 3D, which is a couple of herd bumpers. What else can I help you with here, guys? I hate to say I'm lack for words, but if I'm not delivering value to you, I'd just as soon we go about our business so you guys can enjoy your evening. Do I? Oh, undercutter, Jason? Absolutely. Yeah, they're all over the place out here. Matter of fact, there's I'll get to Jason quick. Yes, Sunflower Manufacturing, I actually called them and tried to get some dimensions, and they were tight-lipped. They wouldn't do it. But down here at our case dealer, they're a Sunflower dealer, and Sunflower bought Flex King and Richardson, and they're in Sunflower banner colors now, but they're exact same frame. There's nothing changed from them since way back when. I mean, the gooseneck on the Richardson's a little different, but by and large they're the same thing. But they're side by side down there. You could get 2 versions of them in one swoop. Let me talk to, okay, Shane, I did not put a DCP trailer on them. I'm sorry about that, Jason. I should have. I didn't even think about it. I'm going to guess they do. I did put this Super B, which matches up to DCP, this pup on it, and it matched up fine. So I'm going to assume that a DCP would be okay. Considering the amount of thought that Top Shelf Replicas put into these, I'd be surprised if they didn't fit a DCP, actually. Alan did a nice job. I mean, he just did a really fine job on these. I'm really impressed. Crustbuster Carson is in a holding pattern because I'm waiting on Shapeways to finish printing me another one and get it to me. Other than that, Crustbuster's been kind of vague on whether or not, of course I just haven't really pushed him on it. They need to come to the table with some money and make this worth my while, right? But anyways, as soon as, I'm probably just going to sell them, and then you guys can just do with them whatever you want. Kind of pricey. Press wheels and the hitch and all that is in strong. It only prints in FUD, frosted ultra detail, at $97, my cost. And you can do the boxes from, what did I have that printed in? I don't know, there was like $30. So you're $130, $135 in them without having done a thing to them. There you go. If I were you, I'd certainly drive out here and look at one before I bought one, I think. Just to make sure you want to spend that kind of money on this thing. And they're cool, don't get me wrong, and I got enough decals now because I ordered from 2 different places. Yeah, we have enough decals to do every freaking Crustbuster drill in the state. So that'll be awesome, won't it? Kind of going through some comments here. Here we go. All right. Well, guys, I think we're busting on 9 o'clock. So at this point, I think I'm going to kind of wrap it up and let you guys get on about your evening. A couple things for you. 1, thank you for tuning in tonight. 2, if you've been listening or paying attention about the Rockin' H Model Building Summit, I got 4 guys signed up right now, possibly another one. Well, actually, 3 more who just haven't committed yet, but say they have permission from their wives, whatever. Anyways, so they're planning on coming. So space is going to be, it's getting good. We have a nice group here. A guy from Canada actually is coming all the way down here to be a part of the summit. So he's bought his tickets, so we just got to get him here now. So that'll be fun. Gonna have a good group. So if you haven't got a place yet, the early bird special ends at the end of the month. So now's a good time to be thinking about Christmas. If you're one of those guys it's hard to buy for, tell your wife, your girlfriend, your grandma, whatever. Say, hey, pony up $150 and send me out to Dodge City in February. You could do that. Guess something else that'd be fun is Garrett Mock and I, Mock Farms, if you're familiar with him. We will have a room in St. Louis. So we'll be at the St. Louis Share at the 1st of February. We're going to be there the whole weekend. We're leaving at noon on Sunday, come back home, but other than that, we'll be there. And I might bring some tools along so we could tear something up that you bought just for the fun of it and put it back together while you're there. I don't know. Tell me about that. See what you think. If you like that idea or not. And yeah, I guess thanks for all the likes, the comments, shares, all the love. Appreciate it. I would take show suggestions. Okay? Show suggestions. Leave them in the comments. If there is anything you want to see me cut up, tear apart, repaint, do whatever, or just a demo on something, I'm not afraid to buy something, cut it up, and show you how to do it. Okay? It's just the way I love to do that, so I'm more than happy to do it. If you have anything you want to see, let me know, and I'll incorporate it into the show schedule. So with that, I'm going to let you go. Thank you for everything, guys. We'll see you next week at 8:30 p.m. Central here at Rockin' H TV. We'll see ya. Good night.